Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're all about getting straight to the insights you can actually use. Today, we're tackling something, well, fundamental communication. We often get hung up on language differences, right?
Yeah.
But there's something deeper, more subtle going on. We've been looking at excerpts from WIE Peaches and Coconuts.pdf, and our mission here is simple to give you a kind of shortcut, a really surprising way to understand how people connect across different cultures.
That's right. It's fascinating because every culture, it really does have its own, let's say, communication rhythm.
Mhm.
And it goes beyond just the words, the language. There are these key differences in communication styles. You see these not just between countries, but sometimes even within, vast countries like China or India, Russia, the US. So this deep dive, we're really going to unpack how thinking about a place as having a peach or coconut culture can, well, unlock a lot for you.
Okay, so building on that, the source seems to be saying that, yeah, we talk language barriers, but the way people talk, the style,
Mm-hmm.
that's just as big a deal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And is that why it's so important to figure out our own style first, before we even try to understand someone else?
That's exactly it. It's the starting point. Because think about the Dutch theorist Fons Trompenaars. He pointed out that naturally we all see our own way as logical. Makes perfect sense to us.
Right. And everyone else seems a bit off.
Potentially, yeah.
Eh.
Baffling, maybe even irrational sometimes. So this peach and coconut idea, it's a framework. It helps bridge that gap. It gives you a lens to sort of decode why people act the way they do, especially when it doesn't match what you expect.
All right, I'm definitely curious now. Let's get into the specifics. This peach culture, what does that actually look like? What are the key traits the source mentions?
Okay, so think of an actual peach. Soft on the outside,
All right.
inviting, easy to bite into initially. Peach people, they're described as, well, often very likable, approachable, especially to new people,
Soft on the outside, meaning.
meaning they're quick to be friendly. They'll often smile at strangers, start up conversations easily.
Ah, okay. So they're the ones at a party or a meeting who just dive right in, asking questions, sharing stuff.
Exactly. They share personal bits, ask personal questions pretty readily. Masters of small talk, really.
Yeah.
And this means, professionally, peach types can seem to make friends very fast. They integrate into teams, new workplaces, often quite quickly.
And the source gives examples.
Yeah, places like Australia, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Ghana, Greece, Ireland, Japan, Nigeria, Spain, and the USA are listed as generally peach cultures.
That initial warmth, that friendliness, it sounds great. But you mentioned a framework which suggests there's more to it. The source talks about a confusing part, something about a hard stone.
Yes, and this is crucial, because while that initial friendliness is genuine, it's sort of the outer layer. After that, a more private self emerges, and that part is kept for a much smaller, really select group of people. That's the hard stone inside the peach.
Okay. So it can be confusing because you feel like you've connected.
Right. You might think, wow, we clicked immediately. But then, hitting that deeper level of trust, forming a really close friendship, that's different. It can make people from other cultures feel a bit confused or like they hit a wall they didn't expect.
And could that lead to misunderstandings? Like, someone might think the peach person was being fake initially, or, not sincere.
That's exactly the risk highlighted. People might perceive peaches as, well, false or misleading, maybe not genuinely interested in that deep bond, but that's often not the case at all. It just means that building those really deep, trusting friendships takes, frankly, quite a bit of time. Consistent effort. That early warmth is more about establishing rapport, being open, rather than offering immediate deep trust.
Okay, that really reframes things. So let's flip this. The coconut culture, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Hard exterior.
you got it. Picture a coconut, hard shell, tough to crack open, right? Requires some real effort.
Coconut people, generally speaking, are more reserved, more formal with people they've just met. That exterior is just harder to get through initially. So, less likely to smile at a stranger on the street or jump into personal chat right away.
Pretty much. They might rarely smile at strangers. They probably won't start conversations easily with people they don't know. And they definitely tend not to discuss personal stuff with strangers. They might stick with their existing friends, their family. You might find they maintain a kind of neutral, maybe even detached stance towards you for quite a while.
Okay. So, building friendships takes more work, more time.
Definitely more time, more work. Trust and openness are really central, but they have to be earned slowly.
Right. And the source lists examples here, too.
Yes. Austria, China, Ethiopia, France, Germany, Norway, Poland, Russia, South Africa, Sweden, Switzerland, and Vietnam.
Hmm.
These are often seen as coconut cultures.
Okay, so it takes effort, but what's the payoff once you do get through that shell? Because
Mhm.
presumably there are strong connections there too.
Absolutely. And this is the rewarding part. If you are patient, if you put in the effort to penetrate that shell, they often become incredibly loyal, devoted companions. They might genuinely start to see you as family.
But getting there can be tough. The source mentions they might seem.
Yeah, the initial perception can be challenging. Terms like standoffish, maybe hostile, even inhospitable might come up when people first encounter coconut cultures. But the key is, once you form those friendships, they tend to be incredibly deep and very long-lasting. It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint.
Okay, so understanding this difference is huge. What does it all mean for you, the listener, when you're actually trying to communicate across these styles? The source is clear. There's no single right way. It's about understanding and adapting. So, practically speaking, how should we interact with people from a peach culture?
Well, first off, enjoy it. Appreciate that friendliness, that warm welcome. It's a genuine offer of connection, even if it's initially broad.
Okay, embrace the warmth. But what else?
Crucially, don't get offended if the conversations stay fairly light for a while, even for months. Don't expect deep intimacy right away. That's not the typical pattern.
Manage expectations. Got it. And the small talk. Lean into it.
Yes, when they ask those small talk questions, answer them. Politely, openly, try to be interesting, but maybe keep it concise too. And importantly, don't just wait for them. Find your own topics. Ask questions back. Keep the ball rolling.
Show you're willing to engage on that level.
Exactly. Be expressive. Listen actively. That whole process, even if it feels a bit superficial to you sometimes, that is their way of breaking the ice. It signals you're open and willing to connect.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, now let's flip it again. Interacting with coconut culture, folks. What's the main shift in approach needed there?
Patience. You really need to slow down, appreciate the formality that might be there initially, and just be patient. It's going to take time. Building connections, building trust, those friendships, it's a slower burn.
So consistently showing genuine interest is key, but without pushing too hard.
Precisely. Show you're interested in them as people, but let it unfold.
Hmm.
Observe, see what topics seem okay to discuss. Watch how others interact. That gives you clues.
And definitely don't jump into personal questions too soon.
Yeah, that's a big one. Avoid overfamiliarity. Hold back on the really personal questions until they bring those topics up, which they likely will, eventually, but on their own
You know,
terms.
respect the boundaries.
Absolutely. Respect personal boundaries and just expect even that relationships will take longer to develop. And try not to take it personally. Don't be offended that trust builds slowly. It's not about you, it's about their cultural communication style.
Right. It's just a different roadmap for building connection.
Exactly. And understanding these frameworks, peach and coconut, it can be incredibly helpful for work, for personal life, anytime you're dealing with diverse cultures. It helps you see the logic in how someone else operates, even if it's totally different from your own approach. And then you can adjust your style to meet them more effectively.
So this really gives us a practical tool, but it also makes me think. Here's something for you, our listener, to consider. Given these really quite deep differences in just how trust gets built, how might these peach versus coconut approaches affect things like, say, the speed of innovation in a global team, or how strong, lasting partnerships form in international business? What are the deeper implications for creating teams that are truly integrated, beyond sharing the same project goals, when the very way people start to trust each other is so fundamentally different?